If you want to eat a healthy breakfast on a budget, don't eat cereal. Number one, it's really expensive. And look at the ingredients. 3 teaspoons of white cane sugar, and so processed they have to fortify it with a ton of synthetic vitamins. You want to eat oats at under 20 cents an ounce. You're getting something that has 4 grams of fiber, keeps you regular, and it's a nutritional powerhouse. You're talking about a ton of magnesium, manganese, copper, and phosphorus.
Here we have Bobby, once again, villainizing whole grain breakfast cereals. He claims that oats are better in part because they are a nutritional powerhouse. And he specifically mentions the magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, and copper content. But he fails to mention how a serving of the cereal he picked up provides more of several B vitamins, including vitamin B12, as well as iron, vitamin A, and vitamin D. He also praises oats for having 4 grams of fiber, but doesn't mention that the cereal also has 4 grams per serving. That's pretty disingenuous. Plus, if you compare an equivalent amount of the cereal and the oats, the cereal actually provides slightly less calories despite having some added sugar. He also frames it as though the reason the cereal is fortified is because it loses nutrition through processing, but that's not necessarily true either. These nutrients are added just to make it a more nutritious product, resulting in it being more nutritious than oats in many ways. If it were an option, I would take oats fortified with vitamin B12 and D over regular oats as well. And finally, I'd argue that his cost comparisons are disingenuous as well, unless you just aren't adding anything to the oats. If you like plain oats, go for it, but if you add things like nuts or berries, which he actually suggests doing later in this video, obviously the cost is going to go up. But most importantly, I want to highlight that the research on whole grain cereal intake and long-term health outcomes suggests that higher intake is associated with a lower risk of coronary heart disease and type 2 diabetes, comparable to what you see with oatmeal. So why are we villainizing this again?